Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is tackling, well, one of the biggest forces shaking things up for modern institutions.
Yeah.
The sheer speed, the compounding speed, really, of technological disruption.
Yeah, that's relentless.
And specifically, we're asking how leaders, particularly church leaders, can maybe move beyond just reacting, beyond the panic.
And actually leverage it, turn that instability into an advantage.
Exactly.
And for that, we're really going deep into David J. Swisher's book, Early Warning: How to Lead with Wisdom in Times of Technological Disruption.
Okay.
Swisher offers more than just thoughts. He gives practical frameworks, drawing heavily on thinkers like McLuhan, Schultz, and Bolsinger to help navigate these, well, turbulent times.
I really liked the main metaphor he kicks off with storm chasing.
Mm-hmm.
It just completely reframes the goal, doesn't it? It's not about hiding from the storm or pretending AI or, the metaverse aren't happening.
Right. It's about understanding it, preparing for it.
Preparation, that's the key word.
Exactly. Swisher makes the point that the organizations that really thrive are the ones that see what's coming. Think about higher education.
Yeah.
Use things like the Horizon Report.
Yeah.
It gives them that early warning, what's coming in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years out. Ministry leaders need that kind of foresight too.
And if we can adopt that sort of mindset, then the core theme of the book really emerges, which is we have to stop seeing technology just as like a curse or this big threat.
That's absolutely central. The whole posture needs to change. We're actually called, Swisher argues, to embrace this disruption, see it as a huge opportunity for creative innovation, something that reflects the Imago Dei.
The image of God.
Yes,
Oh.
our creativity, our drive to build, to connect, that reflects God.
Mm.
So rejecting technology, in a way, is rejecting a part of how we're made.
Okay, so if that's the ideal, why do so many organizations, churches included, seem to get it wrong so often?
Well, it's a really common trap. We tend to frame the new thing using the language of the old thing.
Mhm.
Think about the first cars. They weren't called cars. They were horseless carriages.
Right. Or electric lights as artificial candles.
Exactly. And that old framing, it instinctively makes us think small. It limits our imagination about what the new thing can actually do.
And the sources he pulls from show this happening again and again. Like early online newspapers, they didn't immediately get multimedia or linking.
No, they didn't. When the web first popped up, their first move was just to make like e-replicas.
Yeah.
Basically a PDF of the print paper.
Just putting the old thing online?
Yeah, trying to replicate the old print model instead of grabbing the totally new possibilities of digital. It's like trying to paddle a canoe up a mountain, as Bolsinger would say.
Which brings us to a really powerful, maybe sobering example Swisher uses, drawing on Quentin Schultz's work, the story of Johannes Gutenberg.
Yes. Gutenberg.
We think of him as the ultimate disruptor, right? But Schultz points out he actually failed financially. Why was that?
Well, because his focus was all wrong. He was obsessed with imitation, not really innovation. Gutenberg poured years and a ton of money into making these perfect, high-end religious books that looked exactly like the expensive, hand-illuminated manuscripts monks produced.
The old way, the elite product.
Right. But that niche market didn't need mass production. Meanwhile,
While he's busy perfecting the replica.
his competitors, they jumped on the real opportunities his invention created. They started printing practical stuff people actually wanted in bulk. Calendars, indulgences, dictionaries, things that changed daily life.
Wow.
Gutenberg was so fixated on what a holy book should look like, based on the past, that he missed the truly revolutionary potential of his own press for everyday people. It's a huge warning sign for leaders today.
It sounds like the basic mistake is focusing energy on getting rid of the problem instead of trying to figure out God's solution within the situation.
That's precisely the insight Swisher pulls from his really brilliant reading of the Moses and the bronze serpent story. That's in Numbers 21.
Okay, refresh our memory on that one.
So the Israelites are out in the wilderness complaining, and they get bitten by these fiery serpents, venomous snakes.
Great.
They're suffering, dying. So they go to Moses and basically say, pray to God to take these snakes away, get rid of the problem.
They wanted the threat removed. Simple as that.
But God gives this very unexpected kind of prophetic solution instead.
He doesn't take the snakes away.
No. He tells Moses, make a serpent out of bronze, put it on a pole, and lift it up. And anyone who gets bitten, if they look at the bronze serpent, they'll live.
So the solution wasn't removing the threat on the ground?
It was shifting their focus.
Now look at
Look at the
that.
thing being lifted up.
Wow, that really lands when you apply it to technology. We hear it all the time. Ban AI, condemn social media, get offline, just remove the problem.
And Swisher's point, drawing from this story, is that the challenge isn't necessarily to condemn this serpent on the ground, so to speak. It's to look towards God's lifted-up solution. How can the same force, this same technology that seems threatening, actually be used for God's purposes?
It completely flips the script from fear to, well, wisdom and creativity.
Exactly. It moves us toward discerning deployment.
Okay, so if that's the mindset shift, looking for the solution, not just the problem, we need some tools to actually analyze the technology itself.
Right.
And this is where Swisher brings in Marshall McLuhan. The medium is the message guy.
Yep, the famous communications theorist. Swisher uses McLuhan's tetrad of media, affects his four laws as a kind of diagnostic tool for any new tech.
And McLuhan used media really broadly, didn't he? Basically synonymous with technology or technique.
Correct. The tetrad is brilliant because it forces you to look past the shiny surface and think about the deeper, often predictable impacts of adopting something new.
Okay, let's walk through the four laws. First question for any new tech, what does it extend?
Right. What human ability or capacity does it amplify or enhance? A simple example. A megaphone extends the human voice.
Or a hammer extends the force of the arm.
Perfect. So think about, say, Zoom or Teams. What do they extend? The ability to have real-time meetings with people anywhere. That's its core extension.
Got it. Second law, what does it make obsolete?
Every new technology pushes aside or changes the function of something older. Digital cameras made film processing largely obsolete for everyday users.
Okay.
Or think about ride-sharing apps like Uber or Lyft. They didn't totally kill taxis, but they definitely made the old ways standing on a street corner waving feel pretty obsolete, or at least secondary.
Yeah, definitely changed the primary function. Okay, third law, what does it reverse into? This feels like where the risks come in.
Exactly. This is crucial. McLuhan argued that when any medium is pushed to its extreme, it flips into an unintended, often opposite effect.
Example.
The smartphone, designed to connect us, right? Improve communication globally. But push it too far, use it compulsively, and it reverses into distraction, isolation, even addiction. Identifying that potential reversal early is key to managing the downsides.
That makes sense. And the fourth law, finally. What does it retrieve? What older thing does it bring back?
This one can be surprising. McLuhan suggested, for instance, that television retrieved the feeling of the tribal village, everyone focused on the same central hearth. Swisher notes how modern streaming series maybe retrieve ancient forms of ongoing oral storytelling, like around a campfire.
Interesting, like serialized narrative.
Right. Understanding what's being retrieved helps us maybe anticipate some historical patterns or challenges associated with that older form. The point of the tetrad isn't to become a media theory expert.
It's to have a framework,
Yeah.
to not get blindsided by the new shiny thing.
Precisely. To analyze purpose, risk, and deeper implications.
Okay, that framework is super helpful for evaluation, but let's apply it now. What are the big shifts happening right now? Swisher uses that line from The Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas is going bye-bye.
Huh. Right. Things are changing fundamentally. So based on research from places like Barna, Glue, Carey Nieuwhof, Swisher points to 5 major trends he sees reshaping the church's future.
And these aren't like distant forecasts. These are happening now and demand attention. The first one is the blurring of physical and digital spaces. People call it phygital.
Phygital. Okay, meaning?
Meaning a digital presence isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's not an add-on. It's expected. It's integral to ministry.
So churches need to think way beyond just live streaming Sunday morning.
Way beyond. We're talking about fully integrated hybrid models. A quality, professional online ministry needs to be standard operating procedure. Assumed, almost.
Okay. Trend number 2.
Decentralization of authority and community. This is huge. There's massive, rapid erosion of trust in big, established institutions, including organized religion.
People are skeptical of hierarchy, maybe feeling a bit of guilt by association.
Exactly that. So where is that trust going if it's leaving the institutions?
Good question.
It's shifting toward peer networks, towards authentic, transparent relationships. This directly challenges traditional top-down church structures.
So if a church isn't transparent, say, about finances or decision-making,
They're going to struggle, especially with younger generations under 30s who just expect openness and participation. Hiding minutes or budgets, that signals mistrust
that
immediately.
makes sense. Okay, trend number 3.
The rise of personalized spiritual formation. Think about it. We live in a Netflix world. On-demand everything. People now expect content tailored to them.
Customized experiences.
Yes. And AI is making this incredibly easy now. Imagine taking one sermon and instantly generating, say, specific discussion questions for a group of new Christians, or another set for teens, or maybe even in a different language.
Wow, yeah.
The expectation for personalization is rising fast. And the implication for the church: if all you offer is information, you're becoming irrelevant because people can get information anywhere, anytime.
So the unique offering has to be.
Real community,
Mm.
genuine compassion, relationship, things algorithms can't replicate.
Which leads right into trend number 4, a really profound societal need. The church as a hub for mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah, this is critical. We all see the statistics. Anxiety, loneliness, depression are just skyrocketing everywhere.
So pastoral care needs to evolve.
Absolutely. Providing mental health support, whether it's connecting people to counseling, offering trauma-informed care, using digital tools for check-ins, this is becoming a core expectation of ministry, not just some optional program.
That sounds like a massive challenge, though. It puts huge pressure on church leaders, requires specialized skills, resources.
It is a huge adaptive challenge, no question. It means rethinking resource allocation, maybe collaborating with professionals. But Swisher argues churches that ignore this holistic need, maybe they preach truth but lack deep compassion for suffering, or they offer love, but without the grounding of biblical truth, they'll feel unbalanced. They'll struggle to connect with generations grappling with unprecedented levels of anxiety.
A difficult balance to strike. Okay, the 5th and final trend.
New economic and workforce realities. Think remote work, the gig economy, AI starting to replace entry-level jobs. All of this is scrambling traditional patterns of life, including church engagement.
Attendance becomes less predictable, maybe more fluid.
Definitely more fluid. So churches need way more flexibility. Options like online small groups, services you can watch later like a DVR, midweek digital touchpoints.
And financially, the Sunday plate isn't enough.
Probably not the only way. Exploring diverse revenue streams, really leaning into digital and text-to-give options is essential. And crucially, churches need to demonstrate tangible value in these new economic realities. Things like job skills training, financial literacy workshops, show relevance.
Okay, so we've got these 5 massive trends swirling around us. We have McLuhan's tetrad as an analysis tool. We understand the need to shift perspective, like with the bronze serpent. What's the final piece? The leadership challenge itself.
Yeah, that's the crux. For years, leaders have had a map, right? A trusted way of doing things. But now, we've reached the edge of that map. We're in uncharted territory.
The old map is useless.
Exactly. And this is where Swisher brings in Todd Bolsinger's fantastic book, Canoeing the Mountains.
Ah, the Lewis and Clark metaphor.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Lewis and Clark set out expecting basically a river highway to the Pacific Ocean. That was the plan, the map. But then, bam, they hit the Rocky Mountains.
An impossible, impassable barrier for their canoes.
Totally unexpected. Their map failed them. Their primary tool, the canoe, was useless for the actual terrain they encountered.
So they had to adapt radically.
That's adaptive leadership. Bolsinger defines it as the willingness to learn, to leave behind the tools and assumptions that no longer work, even if they were trusted for years. It means embracing uncertainty, developing new skills, new ways of seeing.
Because leaders who just keep trying to paddle their canoe through the mountains?
They're going to fail.
Right.
They won't reach the destination. It's about recognizing that terrain is fundamentally changed and having the courage to find new ways forward.
So the call for wise leaders isn't just to hunker down and survive the disruption.
No, it's to actively engage it. To be the storm chasers, analyzing the patterns, understanding the forces at play, and providing that crucial early warning to help others prepare. It's not about being reckless. Swisher frames it as being faithful in navigating the reality we're in.
And the future, then, belongs to leaders who see all this change not just as a threat,
but as a profound opportunity. An opportunity to reimagine how the timeless truths of the gospel connect and transform lives in this completely new era.
That really resonates with the quote Swisher includes from Arthur C. Clarke, the science fiction writer.
Oh yeah, the one about possibilities.
The only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. It captures that need to push beyond the old boundaries.
And it connects beautifully back to the spiritual core, doesn't it? That reminder from Ephesians that God is able, according to the power that is at work within us, to do infinitely more than we can ask or imagine.
Infinitely more. To him be the glory in the church and in Christ Jesus throughout all generations, forever and ever. Amen. That's the ultimate possibility we lean into.
So the final thought for you, the listener, is maybe this. Where are you still trying to paddle a canoe up a mountain? What old map, what old assumption might be holding you back from truly seeing and seizing the potential right in front of you, even within these disruptive technologies? Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.